Bonjour class, this is your screencast for Unit 3, Vocab 4. We're going to go through the pronunciation notes together. You should already have the definitions in English on your paper. If you don't have those yet, you need to go to Quizlet and do that assignment, and then come back and do this with me. So, here we go. We're going to start with en cours. En cours is a course. We're going to pronounce it en cours, and then de kind of means the course of. So en cours de maths would be a course of, or a language class. En cours de français would be a French class. En cours de art would be an art class. Okay? Next we have les sciences. Science is plural. Les sciences. Les sciences. Naturel would be naturel. Hopefully that makes sense. Les sciences naturelles. Then we have la, bio, lo, G. La biologie is biology. I'm going quickly because you guys can feel free to pause as you want to. La chimie. La chimie. That's kind of a fun word. La chimie. Then we have la physique. La phi, and a phi with K, zik. La physique. Okay, so those are our science classes we're learning about. Then we go to our next category, which is math. This is a long word. They say les mathématiques. So les mathématiques. They could also just say les maths. Les maths, which is spelled M-A-T-H-S. In other languages, even in English, mathematics are what they call them, so they call them maths. Even in England, they call them maths instead of math. It's a plural word, so they have that in French too. Les mathématiques, or les maths, is math. This is an L apostrophe, so the L is kind of part of the word. So we're going to call this l'algèbre. Kind of like Jeb Bush, but with a j sound. So l'algèbre is how you say algebra. L'algèbre. And then we have la géométrie. Géométrie. La géométrie. We'll do one more and then we'll move on to the other category. La trigonométrie sounds very similar to English. La looks like right there. And then métrie. La trigonométrie, but my little recording icon is there. So la trigonométrie. So write that down. I'm going to refresh this and scroll up because apparently I can't write where I wanted to. We're going to go through languages now. Les langues is how you say languages. Les langues. Les langues. Languages is a feminine word. French kids usually start with their first language when they're around 10. and then they start a second language when they get to high school. So most of my students were able to speak English pretty well, and then they also learn Spanish or German besides. Le français, this is a masculine word, so le français. That is the class we are in. Le français. French is masculine. Languages is a feminine word, but French is masculine. Les langues, le français, l'espagnol. So less, because it is L apostrophe, so it blends in. Español. L'espagnol is how they say Spanish. L'espagnol. And then we have l'italien. L'italien. Italian is a pretty commonly taught language in France. Not as common as Spanish or German, but Italy is right next to France, so it makes sense for them to learn it. German is l'allemand. L'allemand. I want to switch colors. I'm going to switch words. L'allemand. L'allemand. Maybe like this. L'allemand. L'allemand. You could even, I don't really like that. Maybe l'allemand, like that. I don't know. Put whatever you're going to pronounce l'allemand. Okay? L'allemand. Our last language we're going to talk about is very important to us. L'anglais. L'anglais is how they pronounce English. L'anglais. Okay, moving on to a new category of classes. Les sciences sociales is social sciences. So, we would call this social studies. Les sciences, maybe like this. I know I did science differently earlier. If you liked how you put it earlier, then put that again. Les sciences sociales. Les sciences sociales. Social sciences. History. We do not pronounce the H in French, remember? So this is going to be pronounced l'histoire. Kind of like star with a W in the middle of it. L'histoire. L'histoire. La géographie. La géographie. La géographie. Okay, those are our only two social sciences that we're going to learn about, or social studies, history and geography. La géographie. A lot of times they do a class called Histoire Géo. You guys could ask those of you who have pen pals who are in high school would know more about that. But a lot of times they learn about history and geography together. Okay, we're going to move on to our last category, which is d'autres matières. This would be, we would call these probably like specials, okay, but this means other classes or other materials. So, d'autres matières. D'autres matières is other subjects. L'informatique. L'informatique. Computer sciences. L'informatique. The next one is EPS. It's just the, what do we call it? The initials. Kind of like we say PE is physical education. EPS is éducation physique et sportive. So physical and sports education. This is like our version of PE. More often, I'm going to have you guys call it le sport. So if you want to, EPS, you can put how that sounds to you. Le sport should sound familiar because we've learned this before. We've learned this before as something that you might like to do. Those of you who are athletic, those of you who like doing sports, who like exercising, you could say you like le sport, but it's also a class that you can take at school, or that you have to take. Okay, la musique. We've also learned this word before. It also can be a class, or a category of classes that you can take at school. Le dessin is masculine. This is drawing class. Le dessin. Le dessin. Le dessin. Le dessin. All right, now we're going to talk about how we feel about some of our classes. So, facile, facile, facile. Say facile, it's easy. Remember, say, I'm going to write this on the bottom. C''EST means it is, or it's, and we pronounce it say. Okay, so if you're talking about a class and you like this class because it's easy, you can say c'est facile. If it's difficult class, you're going to say difficile. C'est difficile. C'est difficile. Oh, and then I didn't scroll up far enough. So I'm going to refresh this and scroll up. Hopefully you got your say note on there. Okay. And I can't quite write what I need to because my camera thing is in the way. But to express that you are good at something, we should know how to express je suis, because that means I am. So je suis, I'm not going to write that because I don't have room. I'm just going to write this. If you are a boy, you're going to pronounce this for. If you are a girl or you're describing a girl, you're going to pronounce this fort, like a fort with blankets you'd make in your basement. A boy would say, je suis fort en. That means in. If a boy is good at math, he would say, je suis fort en maths. If a girl is good at math, she would say, je suis forte en maths. Okay? If you are not good at something, you're going to say mauvais if you're a boy. Mauvais. Okay? Je suis mauvais en, and again, I can't fit it, but you're going to pronounce en the same way. A-W-N. Je suis mauvais. So maybe you're bad at music. A boy would say, je suis mauvais en musique. A girl would say, mauvaise. If you're a girl who's bad at music, you would say, je suis mauvaise en musique. Boy is mauvais, girl is mauvaise. Boy is for, girl is fort. All right. Email me with any questions. Au revoir.